As Ali bounced lightly on his toes, eyes calm, body fluid as ever, he looked across the ring at Quarry with that familiar smirk, the same confidence that had defined an era. Yet tonight, that confidence carried the weight of 3 lost years. 3 years stolen from a fighter who never stopped believing he was still the best. The referee called both men to the center, and the noise swelled like an ocean. Gloves touched. The bell rang. The comeback of Muhammad Ali had begun. Round 1 unfolded like a long-awaited symphony. The first chords of movement revealed that time had not stolen Ali's rhythm. His feet floated, his jab flickered, and the crowd gasped as if watching an artist rediscover his masterpiece. Quarry came forward aggressively, pressing, determined to test the myth early. He jabbed to the body, tried to cut the ring, but Ali was already painting pictures with his punches. Quick double jabs, teasing rights, and angles that seemed almost supernatural. The commentators could barely contain themselves, remarking how Ali's reflexes had survived the years of absence. Quarry's face reddened early, his breathing labored by the constant motion of the man in front of him. Yet he refused to back down. He charged, caught Ali with a solid hook to the ribs, and the crowd gasped, the first reminder that Ali was not yet invincible. But the champion smiled, nodded, and with that trademark swagger, whispered, "Is that all you got?" as he circled away. Every movement carried meaning, every jab a message that the king was back. The sound of Ali's leather snapping against Quarry's face echoed through the arena like a drumbeat of resurrection. Fans rose from their seats, chanting, "Ali, Ali." The first round ended with both men glistening under the lights, but the tone had been set. Ali wasn't rusty. He was radiant. As the second round began, Quarry's determination turned to desperation. He lunged forward, looking to trap Ali along the ropes, trying to impose his strength on the returning legend. But Ali's timing, that beautiful, impossible timing, returned in full bloom. He slid away, countered with fast, whiplash jabs that snapped Quarry's head back. The combinations came in rhythmic bursts. Jab, jab, right, left, and then the flicker of movement, gone before Quarry could answer. The crowd gasped at the grace of it all, the ballet of violence that only Ali could make look effortless. Quarry landed a few solid hooks, trying to remind everyone that he was no stepping stone. But each success was met by 3 or 4 sharp retaliations. The difference in class, speed, and vision was clear. Still, Quarry pressed on, red-faced and determined. His corner yelled for him to go to the body, to slow Ali down, but the target kept vanishing. Ali grinned as he leaned just out of reach, whispering taunts, inviting Quarry to throw. Then, as the round closed, Ali unleashed a dazzling flurry, left, right, that sent sweat flying and the crowd into a frenzy. It was poetry with purpose, punishment wrapped in grace. When the bell sounded, Quarry returned to his corner, breathing heavily. Ali, still bouncing, looked as if he had only begun. By the third round, the narrative was shifting from anticipation to inevitability. Ali's confidence was blooming, his movement as fluid as it had ever been. Each jab pierced the space between them with precision, each step a reminder of his mastery. Quarry, though, was still dangerous. His left hook, that weapon which had floored so many, remained cocked and ready. But every time he tried to launch it, Ali beat him to the punch. The sound of the glove snapping grew louder, the rhythm faster. Quarry's right eye began to swell, and his corner yelled for him to move his head, to cut off the ring. But Ali's control of distance was hypnotic. It wasn't just boxing, it was artistry. He danced in a circle, hands low, eyes sharp, voice taunting. "Come on, Jerry, show me something." The crowd could feel it now, the slow, mesmerizing domination of a man who had been gone too long, returning to reclaim his throne, not through brute force, but through brilliance. When Ali unleashed another lightning-fast combination, Quarry stumbled back, blood beginning to appear near his brow. Ali didn't rush in recklessly. He knew the power of patience. The round ended with the crowd on their feet, knowing something historic was unfolding before their eyes. Round 4 began with Ali's rhythm in full swing and the punishment escalating. The former champion's fists now moved with the confidence of a man who had never left the sport at all. The jabs doubled and tripled. The right hand darted through Quarry's guard, and his face began to tell the story. Quarry still swung bravely, his heart unbroken, but his timing was slipping, his defense crumbling. Every time he lunged forward, Ali met him with stinging precision. The crowd's roars began to merge into one steady chant. Ali, Ali! The sound was electric, emotional, alive. Each punch carried a sense of vindication, not only for Ali's boxing exile, but for every doubt, every criticism he had endured. As Quarry pressed forward again, Ali met him with a crushing left uppercut that snapped his head back. The audience gasped, flashes popping from ringside cameras. Blood trickled from Quarry's eyebrow now, and his movements grew heavier. Still, he came on, driven by pride. But Ali, smelling the shift, began to pick him apart mercilessly. He landed combination after combination, pivoting away before Quarry could answer. When the bell sounded, Quarry stumbled back to his corner, breathing hard. Across the ring, Ali stood tall, hands on hips, expression calm, as if he knew exactly how this story would end. By the 5th round, the tone had shifted entirely. The fight had ceased to be competitive and had become a showcase, not of power, but of poetry. Ali's jab was now landing at will, like a piston, keeping Quarry's head snapping back repeatedly. The cuts worsened, the blood now smearing across Quarry's cheek. Ringside reporters could see the concern in his corner. Yet Quarry, in pure defiance, kept coming. Even as his vision blurred, Ali, ever the showman, floated just beyond reach, occasionally smiling, occasionally talking, but always punching. It was the very essence of the greatest, the blend of art and arrogance, skill and swagger. Every round was another brushstroke in his masterpiece of redemption. When Ali landed a vicious left-right combination that staggered Quarry, the crowd erupted again. The referee looked closely now, aware of the mounting damage. But Ali never lost control, never rushed recklessly. He was proving something deeper than dominance. He was proving that time could not defeat greatness. As the bell ended the round, Quarry returned to his stool, bloodied, his corner desperately working to stop the bleeding. Across the ring, Ali exhaled slowly, poised, radiant, ready to close the show. The 6th round would be Quarry's last stand. His corner urged him on, voices desperate, knowing the fight was slipping away. "Keep your hands up. Get inside," they yelled. Quarry nodded, but his eyes betrayed exhaustion. When the bell rang, he charged once more, swinging wide, throwing everything left in his spirit. But Ali met him with thunder disguised as silk, snapping jabs, blistering combinations, the uppercut finding its mark again and again. The sound of leather meeting flesh echoed through the auditorium. Quarry's face, now a mask of blood, his defenses faltering. Ali's rhythm never wavered. He seemed almost untouchable, floating backward, flicking jabs, then surging forward with combinations that blurred before the crowd's eyes. At one moment, he trapped Quarry on the ropes, unleashing a dazzling barrage, left, left, uppercut, and the crowd erupted as Quarry staggered. The referee stepped closer, concern etched on his face. But Quarry, brave to the core, refused to fall. He swung again, missed, and took another brutal right hand in return. His face told the story of courage against inevitability. When the bell rang, Quarry's corner gathered around him anxiously. The cut above his eye was too deep, his vision fading. The doctor leaned in and shook his head. As the 7th round approached, the referee made his way to Quarry's corner. The doctor's verdict was clear. The cut was severe. Continuing would be dangerous. In the aftermath, as the crowd filtered out and the echoes of cheers faded, the meaning of that night settled in. It wasn't just another victory for Muhammad Ali. It was vindication, a triumph of conviction over circumstance, of spirit over silence. He had been denied his prime years, stripped of his title, banned from the sport he defined. Yet he returned not bitter, but brilliant. Jerry Quarry, valiant and fearless, had given his all, standing as the first man to test the returning legend, and for that, history would honor him too. But it was Ali's night, the night he reclaimed his rhythm, his place, his identity. The world saw not merely a boxer, but a man who refused to be broken by anything. Not politics, not absence, not doubt. In those 7 rounds, Muhammad Ali proved that greatness doesn't fade, it waits. That night in Atlanta, the ring became a stage, the fight a symbol, and the result a promise that the story of the greatest was far from over. The bell may have rung, the crowd may have gone home, but the echoes of that comeback would live forever, in film, in memory, and in the heart of every fan who witnessed Muhammad Ali rise again.